Hello everyone, myself P. Sasikala, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Shakti College of Arts and Science for Women, Ottanchitram. Here in this video, I would like to share few points about literature and science fiction in literature. To start off, I would like to quote the words of Emerson in regarding literature. Great literature is simple language charged with meaning to the utmost possible degree. So, what is literature? Literature is a record of man's dreams and ideals, his hopes and aspirations, his failures and disappointments, his motives and passions, his experiences and observations. It appeals to the widest human interests and the simplest human emotions. It knows no nationality nor any bound save those of humanity. In a technical sense, literature, in the first place, is the study of the rules of literary composition or what is called literary technique, and secondly, to describe the different phases through which the intellectual development of a people has passed, in other words, to narrate the literary history of a people. According to De Quincey, there is first the literature of knowledge and secondly the literature of power. The function of the first is to teach, the function of the second is to move. Literature of knowledge speaks to the discursive understanding of man. Literature of power appeals to the higher understanding of reason through affections of pleasure and sympathy. So, here we have a question. What is science fiction in literature? Science fiction generally is a genre of speculative fiction that contains imagined elements that don't exist in the real world. Science fiction spans a wide range of themes that often explore time travel, space travel, are set in the future and deal with the consequences of technology and scientific advances. So, here we have to think about science fiction, and this science fiction is divided into two broad categories, that is, hard science fiction and soft science fiction. So, what does this hard science fiction means? Or what does this hard science fiction novels are based on? So these novels are based on scientific fact. They are inspired by hard natural sciences like physics, chemistry, and astronomy. Okay, then what's about soft science fiction novels? So, this soft science fiction novels can be of two things. Either they are scientifically accurate or they are inspired by soft social sciences like psychology, anthropology, and sociology. The terms are somewhat flexible, but they help readers quickly understand the foundation of a novel and what to expect from it. Okay, from this science fiction novels and from this science fiction genre, we can see 8 subgenres and the related genres of science fiction. So, first subgenre that we can see in science fiction novels are like fantasy fiction. These fantasy fictions stories inspired by mythology and folklore that often include elements of magic. And the second subgenre is about supernatural fiction. So, science fiction stories which tells about the secret knowledge or hidden abilities that include witchcraft, spiritualism, and physic abilities. And the third subgenre that we can see is utopian fiction. The science fiction stories about civilization, the authors seem to be perfect, ideal societies will be portrayed. So, utopian fiction is often satirical. The next subgenre that we can see in science fiction novels are dystopian fiction. Science fiction stories about societies, the author seems to be problematic for things like government, rules, poverty, or oppression. The next science fiction genre which we can see is space opera, a play on the term soap opera, science fiction stories that take place in outer space and center around conflict, romance, and adventure. The next subgenre which we can see in science fiction is about space western. Science fiction stories that blend elements of science fiction with elements of the western genre. Then the next subgenre which we can see in science fiction is about cyberpunk, the science fiction stories that juxtapose advanced technology with less advanced broken down society. And the last subgenre which we can see in science fiction genre are steampunk, science fiction stories that blend technology with steam powered machineries. So these were the subgenres that we can see in science fiction novels. And some of the classical elements are also found in science fiction novels like time travel, mind control, telepathy, aliens, space travel and exploration, fictional words, alternative histories, speculative technology, super intelligent computers and tools. These are the elements which we can see in science fiction novels. Thank you.